Hello everyone, we're going to do a quick little snippet here as the game is coming back up. This is going to be about your stats. Obviously you're going to have your stat category. The only one I recommend ignoring is willpower. Your major ones of course will be endurance, intelligence, and then usually your primary stats. But we're going to go through each one of them now. Your charisma, as stated on the left, will affect your gamma levels, your social, your empathic, and enhancement. Obviously, if you're not speccing into these categories, I do not recommend putting points into charisma. You're mostly going to do it more than likely for empathic in most builds. Your coordination will affect your stamina levels, your armor use, dirty tricks, dodge, escape artists, group tactics, melee, illumination, and telekinesis. In this category, you usually will use it only on a melee character, or if you're planning to use illumination, telekinesis, or go higher in things like dirty tricks, escape artist, melee or group tactics. So generally a melee tune. Dexterity, obviously you're going to get stamina levels again. You're going to get dirty tricks, escape artist, pistol, precision, rifle, and sonic. This is a little more common, obviously, because you have pistol and rifle. Most people like gunplay, so you probably will have it if you're going pistol or rifle. But for the other categories, it really depends on your build, since you could go into coordination or dexterity. Your endurance will be used for health, armor use, power, and patho. Now, obviously, it doesn't have that much in terms of what it scales with. However, it does have one of the single most important skill lines in the game, armor use. But we'll go into that when we get to the armor use video. Just remember, this is your main health pull. Almost every single character will have this maxed out throughout the entirety of their gameplay unless they're changing it otherwise. We're moving on to intelligence. This also affects your gamma levels like charisma. You have first aid, group tactics, precision, your crafting skill, your nano manipulation, your thermal control. This one's a very important stat, be it if you're a crafter or even as a PvPer, mostly because of the fact it has first aid. And then, of course, for your offensive builds, you have group tactics, precision, and then, of course, thermal. But you also have the supportive aspect of nano. That being said, you will probably have some points in here just for your first aid. If we move on to precision, there are no base effects in terms of base stats. Besides, I believe it's reflex saves, but saves don't really work as intended. So we'll go to the skill effects. Dodge, first aid, heavy weapons, pistol, rifle, social, and crafting, along with suppression. You'll notice the scaling for precision is not really that impressive in any category besides pistol, rifle, heavy weapons, and obviously suppression. You will probably not use any points into this tree unless you are a crafter, or you're going higher into pistol, rifle, or if you're speccing to heavy weapons. I mean, for the most part, it's not a common stat, but we're going to go more into that later. We have strength, which also affects your health levels like endurance. A little less, and of course it affects your maximum weight limit, your heavy weapons, melee, and power, along with primal. This, of course, is your primary stat for melee, just because of the fact you're going to have more health. You're going to be more in the fray. You want that extra HP. You could go into coordination if you want that extra stamina, but most go into strength just because you're obviously clearing ground before you deal damage. And then, of course, even though I said don't invest points in willpower, I'm still going to go over it. It affects all of your mutations by a minor amount, which means at endgame, you'll be able to unlock your last 15 points of your mutations, which is not worth it. Do not spec into it. Do not use it. It is garbage. The fact that it scales at 100% of your alpha mutations, meaning it'll unlock those tiers, it doesn't matter. You'll get those as you level. Do not touch willpower. And that covers the stat.